What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into what's going on in Iraq because our girl, Miss Blast over there visiting. That's either a good or a bad sign. We'll get into it. Quick reminder, if you think about buying precious metals, give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. Over here, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat, same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. No politics, please. Bring that over to here. The hidden things are in front of your eyes. Over here, you can't talk about politics. NESARA, GESARA, QAnon, politics, current events, the whole 9 yards. Just be respectful of one another. For those of you who don't have Facebook but got Twitter, come join me over here on Twitter. The link is in the description. And even if you do have both Facebook and Twitter, you should join me just in case they take down the groups. All right, so let's go on. What's going on over in Iraq? There's quite a few things going on. Again, they're still taking out pockets of ISIS members. I think there's a sense of urgency. Also, some of these so-called armed militia gangs have been targeted. We know that they're causing a lot of havoc for Iraq. And to the point where the U.S. was talking about, along with a couple of other countries, about closing down their embassies. But a lot has been done. Al-Qadimi is no joke, man. That guy gets right on things, all right? So let's see here. So the bank is dispersing health and health departments in their government. So their salaries are being paid for the health workers now, right? That's just what that small article is. Okay, so determining the date for sending the region's employee salaries. Didn't they say they already sent them and then they didn't have instructions to release them? And now they're talking about they need to send them. So that's the crazy thing about the news over in Iraq. Seems to be contradicting from time to time. Not unusual. We have that here in our own country. Nonetheless, it's just saying that, hey, look, they're going to agree to send it, and they're going to agree to send the right amount, which is 320 billion dinars every month for the next 3 months. So that's what this is talking about, making sure that they get it done. Now, this is interesting because it's been a long time. For the first time, Israel and Jordanian airspace agreement that includes countries, including Iraq. So what this allows now is the airspace over Israel and Jordan. They're now going to allow commercial flights to fly over their countries. Yeah. People used to have to go around and it takes longer, go around the countries. You know, there's always that fear of, you don't know what the hell, you know, are the planes going to be kamikaze? What are they going to do? So there's no more threat of being bombed or shot out of the air. Of course, this makes life easier for a lot of people. I'd still be a little nervous if I'm being honest in a plane. So what it said is on Twitter, we lead to shortening the travel hours between the Gulf countries, Asia, and the Far East, and between Europe and North America. So what's happening is agreement allows commercial flights to operate through the airspace of the two countries, and that after negotiations that lasted several years ago, according to the Israel Broadcasting Corporations, the pace of these negotiations was accelerated after the conclusion of the peace treaty between Israel and the UAE, and was approved of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for passage of flights originating from Israel in airspace. So this is good. Talk about cutting off a few hours of your flight time. This is good to see, man. This is really people trying to establish real life peace over in the Middle East. How long it will last, we'll see. It really depends on a whole lot. I tell you what, if Joe Biden gets in there, you're going to see this all come to a screeching halt. Concerning this disputed areas, the Peshmerga reveals details of their understanding with the joint operations. So this article is pretty long, but basically we've seen them talk about this before. All they're agreeing on is who's going to patrol what areas of the borders. There's going to be these centers that are going to be built there so that the soldiers could check in there and then go out on patrol. And their job is just to make sure that, you know, people like the ISIS and them don't come across the border or don't pose any threat to the area. Okay, so again, this is good. And we've spoken about this oh, I don't know, half a dozen times. They're still just trying to iron out who gets what areas, who's going to be part of this. And to me, it's really important. It says, we are working on 3 steps, which are forming centers and coordination between the Peshmerga and the federal forces, and the implementation of joint operations in these areas, in addition to merging the defense line of the Peshmerga line and the line for the federal forces from Navin, and making it a single security line, because we are all Iraqi security forces. I like that. You know what I mean? So again, their job is to make sure that they keep the armed militia people who are backed by Iran, as well as ISIS, from coming in and causing havoc over there. And so again, the whole article is basically who's going to do what, who's responsible for what, and the fact that they've been discussing this for quite some time. The foreign minister, we explained to Iranian side the dangers of withdrawing the U.S. forces from Iraq. So look, the foreign minister Hussein had to confirm that he explained to the Iranian side the risk of withdrawing U.S. forces from Iraq. He said that in a televised interview, we explained to the Iranian side the dangers of withdrawing U.S. forces from Iraq, and we also made contact with Western foreign ministers to urge the United States to return from its decision to withdraw from Iraq, stressing continuing communications with the American side at several levels. Okay, again, they don't want the United States to withdraw from Iraq. That would be bad for us. So we don't want that neither. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because they seem to be doing everything possible and needed to prove that they can do what it takes to secure the green zone and their international airport, where these things are having issues at. There is a decision to stop the attacks on the Western embassies in Baghdad, noting that an investigation has been opened into these attacks. The security of the United States Embassy in Iraq is a very sensitive matter, especially during the period of the American elections, and targeting an election convoy on the Baghdad airport road is wrong and sends dangerous messages. You know, why wouldn't Iran feel emboldened? I mean, it was Obama that sent them $150 billion that they used to arm all of all the ISIS members, as well as, no, not ISIS, but all their militia members, to go fight and attack. So yeah, I mean, of course they're feeling emboldened. They think the Democrats are going to win. They think they're going to get back their old Iranian deal, and they're going to go ahead and continue to make a nuclear bomb. It's going to kill all that peace in the Middle East deal, that's for sure. So it says more than 20 countries expressed their concern and seriousness, I would imagine, about the security of the embassies in Iraq, and demanded the necessity of stopping the attacks on the diplomatic missions. No country hinted to withdraw its embassy if the U.S. Embassy Baghdad is closed. No, that's not true. The UK talked about it. Build good relations with neighboring countries through state institutions, stressing our relationships with Iran is good, and we are trying to restore the good historical relations with Turkey as well. So Iraq's doing all they could to get these people to behave themselves. But again, there's a lot of sanctions, there's a lot of restrictions, and it's really squeezing down on Iran. And so they're feeling, they have no other recourse but to try to raise holy hell over there. But we'll see what happens. Again, this has been talks that's been going on for a long time. But again, we don't want the U.S. Embassy to withdraw. That's not going to be good. The European Union, here's the big one that everybody's been talking about already this morning, or I should say since late last night. The European Union announces that it has taken a number of steps to remove Iraq from the list of high-risk countries. Now, people are going, didn't that already happen, Pimpy? I was like, no. They said they were still on the list and they were working towards it. But you're talking about the article in which the UK said they removed them off their list. The European Union is different. So the foreign minister, Hussein, affirmed that Iraq is looking forward to activating bilateral relations with the European Union countries in light of the partnership and cooperation agreement, while the European Union ambassador announced that steps will be taken to remove Iraq from the list of high-risk countries. This is good. Why is that? Because they're on this list because they're corrupt. There's a lot of money laundering in the banks, and they finance a lot of terrorist groups through these banks. So if they get removed off this list, that's telling the whole world, hey, all right, in our opinion, they've done what it takes to stop this from happening. They're a much more safer country. We can't allow outside investors to come in. The statement added that the discussion, they discussed the situation of the European non-governmental organizations in Iraq and the need to overcome obstacles that hinder their work. The measures taken by the European Union in the field of facilitating the work of the Iraqi airlines were discussed during the meetings. Again, this is big steps. It goes on right here. For his part, the European Union ambassador, who was present at the meeting, stated that a number of steps have been taken to overcome technical obstacles in cooperation with the Central Bank of Iraq regarding removing Iraq from the list of high-risk countries in the field of terrorist financing and money laundering. So ever since that new Central Bank of Iraq governor took over, he has put together some reform papers and started implementing the reforms needed in the bank. And whatever steps those are that he's taken, obviously are impressing the international community, which is really important. Oh, looky here. Here's our girl. Foreign Minister to the United Nations representative. The government has made efforts to secure the green zone and airports. Miss Blasshard, that's the girl we love to watch and keep an eye on. Man, Foreign Minister Hussein has been busy. Again, he's meeting with Miss Blasshard. He's met with Iran. He's met with the European Union. This guy has been working overtime. Dinar's meeting with Ms. Blasshard confirmed that the government has made great efforts to establish security in the Green Zone and the Baghdad International Airport. Foreign Minister Hussein met with Ms. Blasshard, the representative of the United Nations. The two parties discussed developments in Iraq, especially the strengthening of security in vital areas. They also discussed the most important developments in the political situation in the region and their implications. Oh my God, I did it again. Implications for security and stability. You know what it is? Now when I see that word, I know not to say that word, and I struggle so hard not to say it, and I say it anyways. I've now caused a mental block, and I keep saying implication. Oh my God, man, I sound like freaking Popeye. All right, nonetheless, the government has made great efforts to establish security, including the Green Zone and the airport. He also informed it of the results of the political meeting that he conducted, stressing the importance of strengthening the relations between the UN organizations and Iraq, providing support and preparing for early elections. According to the statement, Ms. Blasshard presented the most recent meeting that she held with the various Iraq parties regarding developments in the political and security situations. So good. You know, they're reassuring her that everything is being done that's necessary to appease what's going on to people over the United Nations. She checks in quite regularly. I know she spends a lot of time with Barzani, so very interesting. So this article is long, but basically I can just put it in a nutshell. It just says the State Department, the only U.S. requirements to maintain diplomatic representation is not to target the U.S. Embassy. It literally is that simple. That's what the whole article goes into detail. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that the embassies and the people in them feel safe and secure, and it's up to Iraq, since it's their country, to make sure that's possible. And then there's explaining how Iraq's doing all that they need to do, and then there it talks about our friend, the mystery Hussein, is saying, okay, we're doing all we can. Like I said, that guy's been very busy. You guys, it looks good over there. The news still that I've been waiting for to be reported is not on here, surprisingly. I'm going to have to make a phone call and find out a little bit more about this announcement. It's nothing really big, but it will definitely clear up some. Let me put it to you this way: it's going to tell you a whole lot about what you're going to need to know about the Iraqi dinar. Okay, so I'm curious to see how people take the news one way or the other. Which is again, you guys keep asking me about the Iraqi dinar. Our friends over there at the UK Dinar FX, they do have it for sale. I know you guys are saying I can't find it anywhere, but I told you they have it over here. The link's in the description, and they ship anywhere internationally. So whether you want to buy the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnam dong, the Zim dollars, or the Indonesian rupiah, they have it, you guys. So reach out to them. And they even said that if you guys use discount code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, you can save a few dollars on your order. So don't be shy. Some of you guys are saying, I can't buy it in my country. Well, here you go. You could buy it over there at UK Dinar FX. Okay, so again, I just want to wrap this up by saying this. This announcement I'm waiting for, I'm curious to see how people respond to it, because I'm not sure how to feel about it one way or another. That doesn't mean anything good, doesn't mean nothing bad. But I'm curious because, yeah, I'm going to make a phone call and see if it's okay to talk about it. Once I get that permission, if it's okay, I will share with you. I don't want to act like it's anything really big, but it's going to be interesting to see what people think about this, okay? And I'm curious to see when it's going to be announced in the news. So as soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. But that's it for now, you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And y'all have a good one.